Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. Today I'd like to continue talking about Bitcoin mining, this time talking about where you can buy Bitcoin mining hardware. I've been putting out a video series talking about the S9 Antminer, a very popular piece of Bitcoin mining hardware, a very powerful, dedicated piece of Bitcoin mining hardware. And on that video series, a lot of you guys in the comment threads were wondering where you can buy those particular pieces of equipment. And just to remind you guys as well, the other video series was going into looking at, is it profitable to buy these pieces of equipment? Can you make your money back? There's very high upfront costs, as you can see here. Again, here I am on eBay, as you can see up top there, looking at the S9 Antminer. But these pieces of equipment are quite expensive. There's very large upfront costs that are required before you even start mining the Bitcoin. And as you guys know or may not know from my prior videos, every day that goes by, you're able to earn less and less Bitcoin per piece of equipment just because the overall processing power is increasing. So every miner, again, just for a little bit of a recap here, every miner has a set processing power, as you can see there, 13.5 THS, 13.5 THS, 14.0 THS. These are all referencing how quickly the machine can make Bitcoin. It's essentially a very complex process in doing this. It's a cryptocurrency. It's going through a number of algorithms, and the processing power determines how many Bitcoin you can generate per hour, but it's in relation to the overall processing power. So the overall processing power as a community versus your processing power. So if the entire community processing power is increasing and yours is staying the same, which it will on a dedicated piece of machinery, every day you're going to be earning less and less Bitcoin, unless a lot of people are knocked offline and then the total amount of processing power decreases, then you'll actually start making more. But that definitely will not happen when the price of Bitcoin is where it's at. So these pieces of equipment will earn less and less over time, and it's really that factor that determines whether these are profitable or not. Again, I don't want to go too much into that. That's on a separate video series. Today I want to focus on where you can buy the hardware, focusing on two very key aspects that you must take into consideration when buying the hardware. There's been actually quite a big controversy with regards to the manufacturers of Bitcoin mining hardware because there's been a lot of shenanigans, a lot of shady business practices in the past. So again, I'm on eBay here looking at the S9 Antminer. I think eBay is a great resource to use, but you have to be careful of two main things when buying on eBay. First and foremost, people trying to scalp the price of the machinery. So people will go to the actual manufacturer's website, buy it, put it on eBay for an exorbitant cost. You can kind of see that up on top there. That S9 Antminer 13.5 THS is $4,250, but if you go to the website, it's around $2,900. As you can kind of see in the middle there, $2,950 free shipping or best offer. So you got to be very careful about what you're going to pay for these miners. And again, over time, these miners become less and less valuable because their processing power can never increase while the entire community's processing power does. So if you buy this piece of equipment this month, next month it's less, next month it's less. Kind of if you buy a car or a PC computer, for example, they depreciate very, very rapidly. So take that in consideration. A lot of people try to buy these pieces of hardware, mine with them, and then sell them off for a greater price or the same price that they bought them with after generating all of that Bitcoin. So you have the wear and tear on the machine, as well as now it's a less powerful machine. And that's where the controversy comes in with regards to the manufacturers. So it used to be if you buy directly from a manufacturer, you buy it as a pre-order, and they'd always kind of insinuate that they are going to be sold out. And then what would happen is that you buy it, you pay cash, for example, let's say you bought it for $2,950, you'd buy it, but then they would send it to you in like 4 months. But really what was happening is that they had that machine already available, they're mining with it, quote unquote, testing it for the customer, making or generating Bitcoin for themselves, and then once the new line of machinery came out, the updated algorithms or the updated microprocessor, so you get greater processing power, then they would send you the obsolete equipment that you've already bought like 4 or 5 months ago, saying it was, quote, a pre-order, and then saying they had to pre-test it before sending it out. And then the new machinery that would come out, they'd do the same exact thing. They would sell those off, get that money to design and make new Bitcoin mining hardware, but in the meantime, they would mine with it, saying that they're still processing it, there's been backlogs, manufacturing defects, so on and so forth, they're testing it. By the time they would send it out to the customer, it'd already be an obsolete piece of equipment. A very, very big controversy. A lot of you guys who've been in the Bitcoin mining world for quite some time will know exactly what I'm talking about. So you have to take that into consideration here. First off, people trying to scalp on eBay. Then second off, trying to sell you equipment that's already been used or obsolete. So just make sure you take those things into consideration, and a very telltale sign that there may be some shenanigans going on if there are pre-orders. And you can kind of see that here in the middle, the December 1 to 10 batch there, that's probably a pre-order. And if we go down here, I think there was actually a pre-order on the bottom here. Yeah, here we go. Shipping November 20th to 30th Bitcoin miner. And inevitably, there will be delays with that. You can see the December batch new there. And then here we go on the bottom here. The cheapest one, or one of the cheaper ones by far, is one that is for pre-order. So you have to be very, very careful on that. You can see it has batch December, but that might not come for quite some time. There may be delay after delay because of those shenanigans I was talking about. So stay away from pre-orders if you can. The price looks very attractive, but the price is attractive because they'll mine with that mining hardware for a number of weeks, maybe even a month before sending it out, and then you'll essentially get a piece of equipment that's already been used. And with the amount of heat and the fact that they are mined 24/7, you're going to get a piece of equipment that's already been sort of used and maybe even defective after some time. So please take a look at those two things. People trying to scalp on eBay, selling for way, way more than what the price is from the original manufacturer. Then also pre-orders that may not come to you for months because these people are essentially mining with the equipment and then selling it at maybe the same price they bought it for, or maybe a little bit of a discount, but after already generating a lot of Bitcoin with the machine. So take those two things into consideration and be a little bit wary of eBay as well as other manufacturers that have the miners on pre-order. So let me know what you guys think about all of the mining hardware, some of the shenanigans that have happened in the past. Maybe you guys have an experience you'd like to share about buying a piece of equipment and having this happen to you. I know a good buddy of mine had this happen. He went ahead and bought a piece of equipment. It literally took like 4 months for it to arrive, and by the time it arrived, it was essentially obsolete. The amount of processing power was so tiny compared to the overall processing power that there was no way you could make back your investment. It was essentially an infinity investment. You could never mine that equipment for infinity to make back the investment that he put into it. So take that into consideration. Again, don't want to make the video too long. I'll kind of end it here. Let me know what you guys have thought about buying Bitcoin mining hardware. Have you had bad experiences? If so, let me know what happened. And kind of with that, I'll end the video. As always, if you guys enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And until the next video, we'll see you then.